Good night, everyone. Good night, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope your week is going well. But anyway, I don't think that if you're outside of the United States, you're thinking, your students are taking the English Regents. So I'm basically talking to the parents or adults whose children or students are taking the English Regents in high school. And I guess, anyone could gather information from what I'm about to share, because I thought about this, because, okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna share some game to help you with your students here in the US. And I don't know what's happening in other parts of the world. Maybe you guys are doing the English regions as well. I don't know, because I hate to say, but everyone wants to be American. Well, it seems like. All right. Yeah. Anyway, so what I'm going to share with you is some strategies that I use. Even though I have the new fangled version that they have now with instead of the critical lens essay, they're now doing what is called the text analysis response. And I'm going to give you strategies that I've used because this is so similar to other things that I've done with my students that you can really learn from this. And I look, if you follow what I'm telling you, your students are going to do very, very well. If you follow what I'm sharing with you, I'm going to read the task. I printed this from the internet. Your task, oh my goodness, I need more light here. Closely read the text provided on pages 21 and 22 and write a well developed text based response of 2 to 3 paragraphs in your response. Identify a central idea. See, identify a central idea in the text and analyze how the author's use of one writing strategy, for example, a literary element, that's what they're talking about here. One writing strategy, literary element, or literary technique, and so on, develops this central idea. Use strong and thorough evidence from the text to support your analysis. Let me see. Do not simply summarize the text. You may use the margins to take notes as you read and scrap paper to plan your response. Well, anyway, I don't need to read the rest. But basically, I actually need more light. But I'm going to try to like see this the best I can. It's not like super dark, but I usually need more light so I could see what's on this paper here. Because I'm in like relaxed mode. And when I'm in relaxed mode, I have my light, kind of low. You know what I mean? So, anyway, all right. So, here's the strategy and share this with your students, parents here in the US. And it's quite similar. I gave you a while back a strategy for the multiple choice in which I told you to have your students use newspaper articles or whatever articles from wherever you could get. They can get articles from the magazine, newspaper articles, and there's so many articles on the internet. And they could even use, guess what, guys? Short stories and pretend it's an article. Like the short stories, and create multiple choice questions that you and then you know and then pick certain responses from the article or short story or whatever and put them as multiple choice and make it like A to F. I like using A to F, and one of those answers must be the correct one. You understand what I'm saying? So let me keep this in the article version, all right? And then you could translate this into a short story or whatever it is you want to do. So let's say you have your students read an article in the newspaper. So what they do is they take out like 5 examples from the newspaper article and turn these 5 examples into multiple choice questions, and then have multiple choice answers from A to F, right? And that will help the students practice to identify the correct response for multiple choice questions, if you understand what I'm saying. So that same strategy that you would use for the multiple tongue twister for me, that same strategy that you would use for the multiple choice questions, you could use that for this text analysis response. Well, what I'm saying is this. It could be similar then. So then you have your students pick an article from the magazine. Matter of fact, they could pick an article from about their favorite artists. You know what I mean? I used to read. I don't know if they still have those magazines around now. I don't know. I don't really buy magazines. Well, I don't know if this magazine. I'm telling you how old I am. Right On magazine. I used to read that. All right. So whatever it is, I think your students read. I think it's Source or something like that that they have now. Whatever the popular magazines that these students read. So they can go in there, pick an article, and then use the article, right? And find the central idea in the article, right? And then, and this is what they're gonna do, okay? And they should practice that. Like, I kid you not, they should really practice every day because okay, take 2 days off if you must. All right, so practice like 5 days a week. Take out an article from their favorite magazine or whatever. And I know like a lot of people, students now, they have sports, maybe they're into sports. They pick an article. Oh, my son is coming. Look what time my son is showing up. 11:48 at night. Because I know his footsteps. He's coming to visit me now. Yes, Jonathan. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I'm doing a live. I'm doing a live. Could you do me a favor, please? Could you change the filter? Because my nails prevented me from changing the filter. Sure, Mom. But I'm on a live, okay, son? Okay. All right. And that's right there because I'm restructuring in here. And yeah, just went into the bathroom, guys. He's like, yeah, Mom. He just went into the bathroom. I ain't even finished telling him what I wanted to tell him. But anyway, that's my son for you. I love you anyway, babe. But anyway, I think I lost my train of thought because I'm like, why is he coming here 11:49 at night? Okay, whatever. Anyway, let me see if I could gather my thoughts. So let's say they take out an article from their favorite magazine, right? So it doesn't have to be a long article. It could be like half a page or whatever. So in the article, they identify the central idea, which is a central idea. Because this says here a central idea. So that means it could have more than one central idea. So they'll identify a central idea in the article, right? And then they'll use a literary device or literary term to support whatever it is that they have identified in the article. So let's say the central idea is, you okay, son? Excuse me, guys. How come you're here so late? I explained this one. I have a. I'm on live. Remember that. I know. I know. Yeah, check that over there because I have the sweatshirt and the hoodie, the sweater and the hoodie over there. What's this? What are these cables? That's for the camera, son. Yeah, the security camera. You know all that. But look over there by that big clock right there. I put the hoodie, the hoodie there for you, and and the T-shirt. They're right there because you see me restructuring. Anyway, let me get back to my live. Now I lost my train of thought again. All right. So let's say they pick one central idea from the article, right? Whatever the central idea is, and I was trying to come up with a central idea. I'm just giving an example. Let's say the central idea is if you work hard, um, you could eventually make it in the music industry. So let's say that that's in one of the articles that they have chosen from some magazine they love to read. So, and let's say in this particular magazine, this article, they're talking about how hard, um, let me pick somebody. How hard, oh my God, Donnie McClurkin worked to accomplish, his goals or whatever, whatever, whatever. So you say like in that instance, right? Even though it's about a real person, but follow me here. Even though it's a real life person, it's not like a fake character. You know what I mean? A made up character. You could say McClurkin, he's the protagonist of his own life. See, protagonist, that's a literary term. You got that? And then you'll say, like, he did this to accomplish um, his goals, whatever these things are, and whatever you identify the things that he did to get where he has gotten. And then you could also use, the other things you could use. The tone of his life was such and such. So, and then you could say, pick out words that identify the tone. So you could say, like, oh, here's a good one. I just thought of something, motif, repetition, things that are repeated. The central motif is in his life is you work hard to get what you want. And if you keep working hard at what you want, you will accomplish it. And then you find examples to support that in the article. You see what I'm saying, guys? So, motif in that instance, to me, that would be the perfect literary term to use in an article about, let's say, Donnie McClurkin and how he became, he put forth all this energy and effort to accomplish his goals and so forth and so on. Right? You kind of get what I'm saying? YouTube family. I'm going to call you YouTube family. You kind of get what I'm saying? Right? So, motif would be a perfect one. And let me see if I could think of another one that I could work. I guess you could say protagonist because he will be the protagonist in his life, right? He's the main character in his own life. Kind of get it? However, he experienced antagonistic, he had antagonistic experiences along the way. You see how I did that, guys? Anything that's antagonistic, that's like the antagonist, the enemy of the main person or whatever, right? So his antagonist was, sometimes he would feel like lazy and want to give up, but because of his motif, I have to keep going. He didn't give in to his negative feelings and so forth and so on. Well, look, I'm doing the best I can to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So have your students practice at least 5 days a week, um, choosing an article from a short story or one of their favorite magazines or whatever have you, or even a short story. And then you have them come up with a central idea and you figure out a literary term that would best suit whatever their purpose is. And then they would write 2 to 3 paragraphs to support whatever, they're trying to show about, concerning the main idea, if that makes sense to you. All right. So use that strategy. And I do guarantee you that it works. Okay, it works, it works, it works. Because this is like stuff, they didn't have this particular text analysis response when I was a teacher. But look, I'm giving you strategies that I use with my students in other aspects of the English regions, which will work very well for this. You got what I'm saying to you. And yeah, so that's about it, folks. My YouTube family. And don't forget to visit my website, www.jkfstyles.com, for some really wonderful merch. I mean, you could buy people like Christmas gifts, you could buy yourself something nice, something really cool, like, why not? And then if you're in the tri-state area, New York City, or somewhere in the tri-state area, you could always come out to see my play, uh, Destiny in the Ground. You can go to eventbrite.com and type in the search section Destiny in the Ground, and you locate my show. Is being shown December 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's 8 p.m. on Thursday, 8 p.m. on Friday, and 3 p.m. on Saturday. And so if you do show up, and when you do show up, let me know that you're my YouTube family. So it's been a pleasure talking to you. And if you have any questions and if you're confused about anything, feel free to contact me and I will try to figure out how to read whatever it is you have written and get back to you. All right. So it's really been a pleasure talking to you this night, this morning. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Okay. Bye bye. Oh, it's